My disappointment in all this is not the 80 or 90 people that live in some other political world that I don't understand, but my disappointment is the so-called moderates who went along with this, vote after vote after vote. These people voted to terminate Obamacare 45 times. And as Einstein said, this pure definition of insanity is someone who keeps doing something over and over and over again and expect a different result. So that was my number one concern, is that these so-called moderate Republicans went along with this crazy stuff.
I don't know that any Republicans would allow themselves to be called moderate anymore. It's become such a term of a program. So what's going to happen in January and February? Do you think we will be back on the verge of a shutdown or debt ceiling collapse again?
The Republican Party is staggering right now. Any poll, have Rush Limbaugh run a poll. I wouldn't know who did the poll. This has really hurt Republicans, what they've done. But in the years past, they've offended African Americans. Now it's Hispanics, it's Asians, it's women, it's the LBG, gay, lesbian community, and others, fairness. That wasn't good enough. Then they took after the poor lately in cutting food stamps by $40 billion. They've gone after everybody. The Republican Party is staggering. I don't know who they can expect to have them vote for them. I don't see it.
Coming out of the shutdown...
So they're not going to do it again, is what I'm saying.
Out of the shutdown, obviously Ted Cruz made a lot of money in that process. Senator Cruz was able to lead in a way that attracted a lot of attention to him, made him a household name, and raised a lot of money for his PAC and for associated outside groups that he's with. I don't know that that increases his power within the Senate, but it certainly, I think, brightened his political prospects. Other than that, it seems like the only person who emerged from that whole crisis having accrued political capital, in part because you won, but in part because of the strategy that you pursued, is you. It seems like you have more political capital now after that shutdown because of what you did. Does it feel that way to you?
Well, with Ted Cruz, someone else had to determine that. I'm not going to say what my political capital is because I really don't know. But with Ted Cruz, I'm sure this will help him raise more money. If I didn't care so much about our country, I would hope he would get the Republican nomination for president, because that would be the end of the Republican Party.
In what sense?
He stands for everything America doesn't.
I have to ask you about, while we're talking about senators on the other side of the aisle, Tom Coburn at a fundraiser in New York this week cursed your name, called you an absolute thing I can't say on television. I mean, you're a guy who's used unpolitically correct language before and sharp terms to criticize people who you disagreed with before. But I got to ask, what's going on with Tom Coburn?
I don't know. I'm sure he didn't mean it.
Okay. He'd said that he wanted to meet with you thereafter. Has that meeting?
Well, we've had a meeting. It's all over with.